Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do. Girl, it's time to be real, raw, and relentless. Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do. You know it's time.
Recrown you.
Today's episode is sponsored by Respect the No. It is a lifestyle brand geared towards restoring, resetting, and reclaiming the life that you are meant to have. Respect the No is a brand that was started to stand against sexual abuse and bring awareness to sexual assault. We know them. We are them. We stand with them. Any of your purchases, a portion of the proceeds will be donated to an organization that helps in the fight against sexual assault. Visit www.trulyinspiredlifestyle.com. Enjoy the show. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Truly Inspired Martin, the Millennial Reset Coach, and welcome to Recrown You, the podcast for women who are ready to be real, raw, and relentless in their pursuit to unleashing their inner badass in all areas of their lives. Woo woo, we on episode 2, baby. Episode 2, we flowing along, and I am so excited that you have decided to come hang out with your girl. And I think that we need to get into some stuff, right? And it's going to be some tough stuff. So go grab you a tissue, maybe a little notepad, because you're going to need to walk yourself through this process as well. And I know you're sitting there like, what the hell are you talking about? What process, Dana? Right? And I think it's a process we don't want to talk about. And exactly how I'm talking about this is how a lot of us talk through it our entire lives. And we use like a blanket for it, right? Like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I dealt with it, I'm over it, moving along. But that's bullshit, because you didn't deal with it, right? And that it is the month that we are in right now. It is currently April, right? And April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And I think a lot of us have gone through different things in our lives involving sexual assault, rape, molestation. You have gone through something in your life that you have not even attempted to dig into. And I know what that feels like, right? And I know what that looks like because I've been there. And I'm talking about been there, 6th grade, been there. I was a young girl. And you know what? That followed me throughout my whole life. But listen, the story starts here. I don't know if I really even got into too much in episode 1, but let's get to know me a little bit, right? So I am originally from Jersey, born and raised. Jersey will always be in my blood, right? So shout out to all my friends in Jersey. And that was one of the pivotal moments in my life, was this one particular day that I used to live. And, you know, I ain't gonna get into like the city and all that, because I mean, anybody that know, they know, right? But in this particular city in Jersey, I was in 6th grade, and I had this one friend, right? And I'm kind of like air quoting over here, friend, right? And we were going to this festival, and I always wanted to go to this festival with my friends, but my family always wanted me to go with them, right? Because I guess, you know, they were trying to protect me, safety. You know, my cousin was a cop, so he knew these streets like the back of his hand, and he just wasn't with it. But I remember this one time I was able, like, they all agreed that I could go with my friend, right? Because they know I'm a very trustworthy girl. I know how to get it done, right? I'm gonna make sure that I'm home when you tell me to be home, et cetera, et cetera. I was a little hard-headed in some states, but I still did what I was supposed to do for the most part, right? And I remember we went to this festival, and we were having so much fun. And then she introduces me to these guys. Now, I'm not quite sure if she knew them directly, but I kind of feel like she knew like 1 or 2 of them. But we were having this conversation. They were, you know, real tall, older guys. I could definitely tell that they weren't in no sixth grade, right? And we were all just standing there hanging out, and they said, "Hey, y'all hungry?" And I mean, I'm a young girl. Like, you telling me I'm hungry, you gonna pay for some food? We about to go get this food, you feel me? So we get in the car and go with them. And one of the guys in the car says, "Oh man, we need to go stop at the crib to go get my wallet." And in the back of my mind, I'm like, get your wallet? Like, y'all was talking about going out to eat. Why you don't have your wallet with you? But life happens. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we go to this house, and we get to this one particular house. And in certain hoods in Jersey, right, the structure can be a little different. The streets are a little different. Just the setup of the whole area is different, right? But the houses in this particular area, they weren't exactly up to par. Let's say it like that, right? And there was a whole bunch of bandos around there. So for people that don't know what bandos are, those are abandoned houses, right? But this particular one looked like it might have been getting worked on in the front, right? And it's kind of normal to have people that have houses that they enter from the back. Like, they might have to go up the stairs to get to their house, things like that. So we go to park in the back. The front looks kind of boarded up, right? But we go park in the back because they're like, yeah, we live, on the other side of the house. So I'm like, all right, cool. Nothing weird there, right? So we get out the car because they're like, let's get out the car real quick to go get some stuff from upstairs. And I'm like, okay, like, aren't we just here for a wallet? But here go my homegirl, like, Dana, just relax, just chill. Like, we just going to get the wallet and then we going to go eat. And I'm like, okay, right? So we go upstairs. I sit down on this couch. She goes in with the other dude that I guess she was talking to or whatever. But fast forward that night, I was gang raped by two of the men that was there. You're hearing me correctly. I was gang raped by two of the men that was there. Now, mind you, I was supposed to be home at like 9 p.m. this day. We didn't get home till midnight. They dropped us back home after they did all of this. She came out of the room with blood on her shirt, but she was laughing. She was happy. It was weird, right? And I'm just distraught. I'm just in this state of complete shock. And all I could remember recycling in the back of my mind was, we were only supposed to go get something to eat. And I remember just getting dropped back at her house and I felt almost like, if anybody's seen the movie Us, like how they swapped out the two girls and one was very happy and full of life and singing and all of that. And then the other one that came back was completely mute. That's how I started to feel. I felt like my voice had been taken from me. I felt silent. I felt like I was broken. And I promise you, that specific moment catapulted the rest of how I was for the rest of my life. And I say the rest of my life up until the point where I broke free. But I'm telling you that there is a point in your life that started the pain, that started the cycle of your own destruction. And I realized that all those patterns led to something, right? It led me into thinking that this is how men are supposed to treat me now. A little rough, a little wrong, right? Like, and I'm starting to lose a sense of who I was. I started to lose a sense of my value. I started to find myself going after now older men, right? Because at this point, back in that time, I was all with talking to a boy my age, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, I want to talk to a middle school boy, no more than high school. And that's what I wanted. But after that day, these guys were in their mid-20s. So if you can paint the picture for yourself in your mind, you can see, now I'm confused about myself. Now I'm confused about how men are supposed to treat me. And now I also find myself gravitating towards older men because I'm stuck at that age. I'm stuck in my confusion. I'm stuck in my hurt. And until you can pinpoint what started the cycle of the things that followed, you will never be able to break that cycle within yourself. And I think that it's important to look at the cycles, look at that moment. You can actually sit down right now with a pen and paper and write down every bad thing that's ever happened to you. And the more you write, you'll see more and more and more. But You'll get to this one point where you realize this was the shit right here that did it. You'll realize that this is what turned the table for me. This is what changed me. This is what made me lose a sense of who I was. This is where I lost my self-worth. This is where I started this cycle. This is where I did not deal with my shit. And when you can honestly become real with yourself, then you can start to unpack it. Then you can really start to break it down. Then you can get it done. And some people can't get this done by themselves. And I think a lot of times we forget that people are counselors for a reason. And it's okay to seek counseling because there are people here on earth to help you unpack your shit, to help you break free, to help you live free. Because there's such a big difference in saying that you're happy and saying that you're okay and saying that you dealt with it versus actually dealing with it. And this might be a trigger for some people because it's hard to revisit those moments. But I promise you, no matter how much you try to sweep that thing under the rug, it's going to find a way to resurface. And I don't want you to have to continuously resurface something like this throughout your life. It becomes a pattern. You find yourself dealing with domestic violence in so many different facets because you didn't target the pattern. You find yourself always feeling depressed and stressed out and going through panic attacks when certain things or certain people come around you because you haven't dealt with it. You find yourself happy with the job, happy with the man, the kids, whatever it is, but you're not truly happy on the inside. And I truly believe that you have to fix your foundation first. Nothing will blossom from dry soil. You have not fed yourself. You have not watered yourself. You have not allowed yourself to go through the process of blooming into the state that you're supposed to be. Because you're too busy living in a desert. Somebody needs to feed your spirit. You need to figure out what your pain point is. You need to figure out where your hurt is. Nobody can make you become who you're supposed to. You have to save you. And I don't care how old you are at this point, because it took me until my mid-20s to figure that out. And I'm 30. It took me to my mid-20s. And I don't give a damn what age you are right now. You owe yourself to free yourself of your past. And I'm telling you that these cycles are going to repeat themselves until you break them. And the only way to break them is to face them. And sometimes we're not willing to do that because it's going to resurface some feelings, some hurt, some pain. I'm telling you to be prepared. I'm telling you that you're going to have to go to war for you because nobody else is going to do it. I'm telling you that it is your job to free yourself, to find yourself. There is true freedom in your transparency. But you can't be free and you can't be transparent if you can't even keep it real with yourself. Stop being this person that, oh, I keep it real. I keep it 100. All this extra stuff telling people that I'm great, I'm fine. No, you're not. You ain't dealt with it. And until you deal with it, nothing is going to fall in line completely. Oh, it's going to look like it's together, right? But everything that glitter ain't gold. And I want you to be gold. I want you to truly know what it means to recrown you. This name isn't by happenstance. Recrown you is what I had to do. I had to take my crown back, take my power back, face my shit and get past it. It's a journey to restore, reset, and reclaim the woman that you know you are. I truly believe you're already who you are supposed to be. You just have not taken the journey to unleash her yet. So if you didn't take anything else from this, I need you to sit down with yourself and find your pain point and release that thing from your life. Seek counseling. Get a coach. Get a mentor. If you're religious, seek God or seek your higher power. Like, find different ways to get this thing out of your system. Some people can pray it out of them, but a lot of people, they need somebody tangible. They need something to help pull that out of them. And I'm begging you, I'm pleading to you to do this for you. Your kids are dependent on you. There's somebody that's attached to you right now that is waiting on you to free yourself of your shit so that you can help them free themselves of theirs. Don't be selfish. A lot of us are selfish to our future, our past, our present. We're just selfish. It's a me world, but I don't think a lot of us realize that what is inside of us is attached to somebody else. That thing, that passion, that thing, you know what that thing is inside of you is attached to somebody else. And that person is waiting on you. And if you continually just become the same person all the time, because that's what you're doing, you're just becoming the same version instead of trying to move up another level, instead of trying to grow and become something greater, you're just continuously stagnant and stuck because you will not allow yourself to be in that moment and free yourself of the things that are truly in your spirit. And until you are ready to be real and raw with yourself, that person that's waiting on you will just be waiting on you. And you'll be the you that never comes because they needed you to become who you were supposed to be. So I hope this helps somebody today, and I hope this frees you from somewhere that you are, or at least give you the power to take the first step to break your own cycles. Because I'm trying to tell you that you owe you, and ain't nobody else gonna pay for it. Ain't nobody else gonna cash out on you. You gotta do this for you. But I'm super excited about these next episodes coming up because we are all, man, it's going to be heavy. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. It's going to be heavy, but it's necessary. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the women that are ready to be real, raw, and relentless in their pursuit to unleash their inner badass, period. So with that being said, these next couple episodes are going to be some people that you know, you don't know, you love. You might cry, you might go through some things, but this is for us, the women that are ready to just free themselves of the shit, to push past it all, to be who you are supposed to be. Baby, this journey is ready for you to hop on, but you got to be willing and ready. And these next episodes, this month is all things sexual assault awareness. Stories, tips, tricks. I got experts coming in telling you how to avoid certain things and how to move past certain things, as well as people coming to share some stories that completely blew my mind. I hope that you are ready for this because trust me, this life will happen with or without you, but you got to be willing to unleash the inner badass in you and show the world that what is inside of you is meant to come out and you're ready to unleash that shit. But it's your girl, truly inspired Martin, the Millennial Reset Coach. And this was episode 2 of the Recrown You podcast, baby. I cannot wait to see you on episode 3. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. It's your girl. You know it's time.